very much in favor of the counting of points.
Does it work for you? No.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Run Through, your favorite figure skating podcast, where we talk about all the things that make us kiss, make us cry, and make us go to, I think maybe this was the best Grand Prix of the series.
This is what we get for finishing our last episode, shit-talking Cup of China immediately. It was an event destined to be a flop that said,
I'm going to flip. We deserve this because you put into the ether talking about how it's hard to relate to someone that I need a tampon.
Yeah,
and
it is.
I think the country heard you and said, here is that tampon finally.
Here's a pad, but
but here's
enjoy
also,
this competition.
Yes. Yeah, this was maybe the best one of the series so far. AKA of the series, it's the last one.
Period.
Your period.
My
asking
period.
for a tampon. Yeah.
I promise listeners we won't talk about periods and tampons this entire episode, but only like a few more times.
There's nothing to be ashamed of a working body.
I have to say, I've been a hater for about 5 weeks now.
You could just end that sentence right now. I don't even need to hear what it's about, but please do go on.
I'm a little less jaded after watching Cup of China.
Go on.
I'm going to start off with the most important storyline, Amber Glenn.
Yes.
Grand Prix champion.
So she's the first U.S. woman to win 2 Grand Prix events in one season since who?
Okay, the only reason I know this is because I saw on Twitter someone was like, since me. But basically they were saying, but there's absolutely no way that she knows that. And you're right. I probably would have said Gracie. Or no, I probably would have guessed like Alyssa.
Lou or Sisney?
Lou. I know that I won 2 Grand Prix in one season, but could I tell you what year? No.
Well, it was 12 years ago.
So I'm going to have to do math now, too?
So wait, so that would be 2012. So 2012. I think I could even tell you what Grand Prix they were. It was Skate America, and it was France, most likely. And then you were probably third at the final. Does that make sense? Does that sound right?
I might have been second.
Were you second at the Grand Prix final?
I hope I didn't make up a stat. That'd be so embarrassing if I did.
No, it's only embarrassing if you guessed
if I didn't.
Higher. It's never embarrassing if you like made up the wrong stat. It's only embarrassing if you guessed higher. It'd be like, oh, I remember.
I think I won that Grand Prix final. Was I ever second at a Grand Prix final?
Yes, you were.
I think it was the one that I knocked out my uterus. Yes, and I was just off the podium at my 4th one, and I would have become the first woman to do so since Michelle Kwan, but let me tell you, it didn't go well for me. I didn't medal.
It's okay. I didn't medal when I went to the Grand Prix final both times. The first time I would even say I got last, and then the next time I would even say I got second to last, which in a way, I think the Grand Prix final is like split up into like 3 different competitions. There's usually like, there's the first and second, the third and the fourth, and the fifth and the sixth. That's how it always kind of feels when I'm at the Grand Prix final. And when I say when I'm at the Grand Prix final, I meant those 2 times. Except for the first time, it felt like there was a competition between first and fifth, and then I was doing sort of like an exhibition piece. That's what the first time felt
that's
like.
what Amber Glenn at the final is going to be this year. It's essentially Japanese nationals with a guest appearance by Amber Glenn.
Yeah, let's talk about Amber. So I had 2 reactions to this skate. One, a cold sweat that I felt immediately of, finally. And then another one where I balled my fists. Sort of like that meme that goes around every once in a while of DW from Arthur. And I could feel my nails digging into my palms going, we've done it, but we've been waiting. I've been waiting for a long time, and this was worth the wait to see a clean.
I don't want to wait that long.
I don't want to wait that long ever again.
Ever.
Now, Ashley, what are your thoughts on if Mona Chiba did not fall in that step sequence that Amber would have probably maybe been second? What are your thoughts on that?
I truly think I would have had a hard time judging the two of them against each other, simply because I think they're very different. But I think when you're looking at both of their programs as a whole, I just think Amber looks a little bit more like a woman in both of her programs. I think Mona's short program makes her look really young. And then when you put the technical up there, like you have Amber who has the triple axels that have been phenomenal. Her short program, I don't think her jumps beyond the triple axel were like all that great. It was scrappy. So she has that going against her. But then you have Mona who took that fall. That's so hard to say.
It's hard to say. So this is my thought process on it. The triple axel is the thing that pushed Amber over the edge. And I think for me, when I see Amber make a few like little mistakes here and there, but seeing her recover, that was the most important thing for me, that she made a mistake on that combo jump in the short program and she recovered immediately to a triple loop.
She was going into that loop and I was going into like a trauma response where even before she did it, I was like, oh, here goes the fucking loop.
Exactly. But
and then she kept it together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about Mona is that she's the thing about Amber is that I think Amber has the potential to beat Cowrie. But the thing about Mona is that what Mona did was much cleaner and more put together than what Amber was doing. When Mona did her triple versus Amber, I would give Mona the edge on the grade of execution.
Totally.
Amber
was fighting, Mona was skating.
Yes. I think that Amber deserved to win, but I think that in a head-to-head, what's going to be really essential to Amber in the future is that it needs to get cleaned up and it needs to get polished now. You can do it, girl. Like, you can do this. And the only reason I feel like I'm being critical is not because I'm like, ugh, you can do better. It's because I know, and I think we all know as a community, is that she has the potential to be the world champion.
And we've been saying this for years.
I mean, we've been saying it for years, but when Ashley, again, I think about it like often. When I saw her skate in the practice at Nationals last year.
It was unbelievable. Her speed, the way she carried across the ice, her command.
The command and the confidence. And it was just cool, calm, and collected. And there's little things that will just like push Amber over the edge of like, you can't touch her. When she does the triple axel, it's big, it's beautiful. But then there's just like little things here and there where you're like, it could just be prettier. Something that Amber does that's not very pretty are the double toes on the end of the combinations.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like she doesn't like cross her legs in the air.
You know what it is? Okay, I can't say for sure that this is what it is, but it reminds me of me where I lost the feeling for doubles.
Yes. Oh.
And so
you should have seen Ashley try to do doubles. Ashley, explain it.
So I lost my doubles when I got my triples. And for the rest of my career, for me to be able to do a double, I would either have to rotate with both of my legs side by side, like I was Dick Button, or arms over my head. And it got to the point, and this is where
But like, don't get it twisted. Arms over the head didn't mean legs were still crossed. It was still arms up, hands up, like a Barbie doll.
I looked like I was doing like one of those funky Russian exercises that they make them do so that they can rotate really quickly on quads, only I couldn't do quads. So it just looks a little bit like that. I think you bring up a really good point about her skating. What I notice, with the exception of her triple axel, everything else that I see, it looks like she's just not in her body. Like, I want to take her shoulders and just go, now go skate. Because she does it in practice.
Yes, there's another thing that she did where I'm like, yes, where she ended this clean free skate and just she ended it like she was a world champion and that she just expected to skate like this.
Expect to skate like that, yes.
This is what I want to see. even when it doesn't go great, that she's a professional and she can take it and she can move on. But when she skates so well and she has this reaction, I am willing to become more confident in being a Glenn head.
Absolutely. And I was off the bandwagon. I'm going to be honest. I was getting really frustrated and I said, I'll think about it later on. Mm-hmm. So maybe you can say I'm not a true fan. Or maybe you can say you got to earn my support. And this got me thinking like, all right, yeah, she's figuring it out. For sure.
Because this wasn't like this is a moment that us Glenn heads around the world we've waited for. But this wasn't the like skate out of your skin moment. There's a lot. And you could tell that she knew it too, that she could do a few things better, but she was immediately like, this is what I presented. Thank you so much. Bow, get off the ice. Very, just so professional, like the most professional athlete out there, the most mature, the most experienced. And that's what I got from it. And that's a champion. That's what a champion looks like, right? We can nitpick all we want. But at the end of the day, that's the attitude of somebody who wins an event.
Well, it's because it's the attitude of someone who knew what was going to happen. You want me to like your skating? I don't want to see you drop to your knees and sob.
No.
As my parents famously said my entire life, save that shit for the car ride home. And that's for me to work out in therapy.
And as a therapist.
I want you to look so not bored, not unimpressed, but just accepting of what you put out. Like, because you knew you were going to do that because you're doing the same thing every single time.
And mistakes happen, but you're a professional. You're out there, you're a professional. And that's what this free skate gave. It was grit. She fought through a lot of it, but she wasn't going to let any of it go. And it ended, and it was, I am a professional. This is what I do all the time. And I believed that. I believe she skates like that consistently at home.
I completely agree. Yeah, this was great. I'm so happy
now something that you said, talking about sort of like a family trauma. Now, I think I have something to say that I think that the women's world of figure skating, there's a girl everyone should be scared of. And this might sound shocking. I'm going to say, I think it's Kimmy Rapond, that people should be scared of her. Now, hear me out.
I just let everyone know he said that, and
she
rolled my eyes at him. Now, continue.
A tough coach can go a long way, okay?
And is that tough coach her sister?
Listen to me.
Oh, okay. I'm sitting back. Go ahead.
If I were to be coached by one of my parents, where there's a lot of skaters on the scene right now who are being coached by their parents, I think that's a fate worse than death.
I think you and I can both agree that we couldn't handle that.
Now, if you are the parent of an elite athlete, there is a dance you need to dance. And that dance is, I need to leave what we've done on the ice, and I need to be a supporter and a parent off the ice. Okay? And there's this weird balance of needing to figure that out. The elite skaters on the main stage of the Grand Prix, I think that a lot of those parents have figured that out. They found that balance. Otherwise, their child and athlete and student would not find success, like Yuma Kageyama, like Ilya Malinin. Now, who can be as mean as a parent but doesn't need to leave it on the ice? An older sister.
Big sister.
Now, I think if I were to coach my child, which I don't have, I'd be nicer to them. But if I were to coach my younger sister, I would treat her like a dog. And I would go, get up, or I'm going to tell mom.
And is that my sweater?
Don't give me that attitude. You think I'm going to take that attitude? Why don't you go talk to your mom? Because an older sister isn't afraid of the mom. They're empowered by it because they think they are the mom.
You had me until that point. As an eldest sister, I have never once thought I was the mom. You're speaking,
but haven't you taken?
You're speaking from the perspective of one of five.
Listen, there are times where you've talked about your brother and you talk about him like he came from your womb.
Yeah, that's so true. And he didn't.
And then
I think he's pretty
and then
much
I
said
think
that
about
to me.
Kimmy Rapond and I go, there's a reason those jumps are 1 inch off the ice, but squeaky clean.
They are not squeaky
Yes, they
clean.
are. That triple, that's flat backwards. There is,
She lands like a roller skater.
but clean. Have you ever tried to land a cheetah jump in a pair of roller skates? You're going down.
To fall, that's
You're
a good
going
point.
down. Those are clean. Now, that's all I have to say about that. I have something else
okay.
to say now.
Is it Kimmy Rapond?
No.
Connected,
Well, only
or-
it's adjacent. Brown. Now, Mona Chiba and Alyssa Liu need to go to a nightclub. They need to feel what it feels like to stand outside in the cold with a crisp $10 bill in their hand waiting to pay a cover. They need to know what it feels like to see the end of the bar, but to know they have to push their way through. They need to know,
Right.
yes,
The fight.
they need to know fight or flight to the next club.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I think that I see no flaws in
No.
this plan. I don't want to go to a nightclub anymore. And so who do they need to go with?
They need to go with Kurakova and Luna Hendricks. Those are the girls that need to take them.
Yes. Yeah. I would trust. Luna's going to be like, I know the club. I'm worried that Kurakova's going to be like, there's this really fun club that I think you would like. And then all of a sudden they're like, where are
No,
we?
Kurakova is going to take them to like 42nd and 2nd downtown Los Angeles and going, I know you have to knock on this door and say you're there for office
Yes.
supplies. And then they let you in through the back.
Absolutely.
And they're not going to get the experience that they
Yes.
need because they're going to need to drink out of, like a Dixie cup. But Luna Hendricks will take them to a place where they have the good music and the girls will finally feel the beat of the music through the soles of their shoes. That's what they need to feel. They
Bass.
don't, because
Bass.
Mona Chiba has this moment where she's supposed to shimmy her shoulders and it looks like she has a scratch on her back or a bee on her shirt.
I've been trying to teach shimmies, and it depends on the age, right? Because if they have the beginnings of boobs or boobs, you have to like convince them that they're not shaking their tits at someone. And so you have to convince them that it's like shoulder, 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 shoulder. But it's very difficult to teach a shimmy, especially if you're like not owning your body.
It's very difficult. When you're shy, the shoulders are the most private part. That's true. Okay. We need to have a moment and sit and talk about Anastasia Gubanova. Okay. The theme of the program, I brought this up the last time that she skated, is that she got shot out of Earth and she's trying to make her way back. The one thing I've taken away from the theme is that if you were to get shot out of Earth, your mesh gloves will survive passing through the atmosphere and passing through all the way back. They will survive.
But we are left with questions.
Rion also has a theme where she is celebrating like the botany of plants and planting. Okay, Ashley, for too long, we've only been focusing on the missed drug tests of skaters and the failed drug tests of skaters. I think it's time we start drug testing the choreographers. Because what's going on? What do you mean you got shot out of Earth and you're trying to make your way back? But wait, and then in the short program, Anastasia, the lyrics go, money, 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 and she skates over to the wall of the judges and puts her hands on the wall looking for money.
Yeah, I love that.
She's in a wrap dress and a sparkly bra asking for money.
Yeah. What I was mad at with this dress is it did sparkle bra and then mesh up top. Commit to the sparkle bra. Just leave it.
I really feel like I could help people kind of just why don't instead of saying I'm getting shot out of Earth, why don't you just say I'm Amy Adams? I'm being Amy Adams from that one movie about space. I'm being Amy Adams.
Or why don't just say I'm in space? Why do you have to talk about how you got
Why do you have to talk about how you got shot out there? And then
just say I'm in space already. Now it's a space program.
about Rion. One, the dress is gorgeous. If you're going to do gloves, do gloves this way, where they're a continuation of the dress. The dress is beautiful, but I'm lost immediately when you go, this program is about how plants grow and celebrating the growing of plants. I'm just sort of like, could you just say I'm a flower and I'm skating to Cirque du Soleil? Am I that? Am I just, do I have no imagination?
No, it's that the choreographers have too much. There is not enough time in a 4-minute program to add the depth of storytelling that you're using to explain what this program is even about.
Exactly.
So
You've nailed it.
You're just trying to, you're just a flower.
I'm a flower.
No, you're just Amy Adams.
Just
you're
say
just
it.
in
Just say it.
space.
I'm Amy Adams. No questions asked. They don't question Amy Adams. They're not going to question you. If you're also going to give it no emotion, don't give it such a detailed story.
Do you know how much, though, she does not give an ounce of emotion? She looks so bored when she's skating, but I know,
I love
up.
her. I did do not get this twisted. I'm cheering for
her.
her every second of the day because, and I'll tell you why, in the Beijing 2022 Olympics, somebody somebody on Instagram said, good luck to everyone except test tube emoji, DNA emoji, blood emoji. Okay? And Anastasia reposted it to her story. And I went,
It's queen shut.
that's an open and shut case. Good luck.
Yeah,
good
shut.
luck to everyone except. And she went, I'm reposting that right now.
Yeah, this goes out to all my haters. Kind of along the lines of what we were just talking about, I had a note where it's Cirque du Soleil music should be banned.
I disagree,
I'm
but I
done with
want to
it.
hear you
I'm
out.
done with it. Well, I just feel like you can never place it.
I mean, I can. Vegas.
It just sounds like a cheap show.
It's expensive.
They want it to...
I'm so sorry. This isn't like if we were like in a trial right now, the judge would be going, you're going to be in contempt of court. I want to hear you out. Please state your case.
Okay. There's an epidemic of Cirque du Soleil music that you can't place, but it also doesn't go anywhere either. It's because it's a show that is like, what, an hour and a half, 2 hours long? So there's no like crescendo or build in the music. The music is just there to be like, whoa, what's gonna happen? Are they gonna flip over this fire wheel? And I have to watch someone do 7 jumping passes to that kind of music. And then I have to look at it and be like, ugh, what is this music? It's probably Cirque du Soleil. So now I'm no longer watching you. I'm thinking about Cirque du Soleil. And then I start thinking, I wonder what tricks they did to this music because I'm bored.
Okay. In the defense of the circus performers and composers from Cirque du Soleil, I will say, when I think of a great Cirque program, I am thinking of an Akiko Suzuki where she was a peacock or something.
Same.
Yes.
The bird. But that's Akiko Suzuki.
That is so her.
Rion Sumiyoshi, like, it's your flower.
See, this is exactly what I mean. Akiko Suzuki, I'm a bird. All right. Let me see you,
Simple.
bird. Rion Sumiyoshi, I am celebrating the way plants grow and then show me the shovel, show me the dirt, show me the plants.
I want to see germination.
I want to see photosynthesis.
Let me see your roots.
I want to see root.
Can't pollinate without some helpers. Where are the birds to help you out?
And where are the bees?
Oh, you're self-pollinating?
Mm-hmm. Great. There's no time for that, sweetheart.
You're right. This has nothing to do with the skaters. This
No.
is a direct affront on the taste of... It's not even the taste. It's just...
It's your taste. It's our taste.
You're being given too much power to create a storyline that you haven't actually choreographed.
It's not even too much power. You're being given too much responsibility to fill in the pieces.
I can be a bird for 4 minutes.
Easy.
I cannot be a bird in flight who has been shot into outer space named Amy Adams has to find her way back.
Just say, I'm Amy. It's like so easy, Ashley. I'm like begging. I'm begging someone to just say, I'm Amy I'm just Amy Adams.
You know, if I were to have a program where I'm like, I'm Amy Adams, I would have come in with a color matched hair, dyed eyebrows,
of course.
And I would, if I were to be Amy Adams, I would obviously choose to be Amy Adams in the other Alien movie she was in.
Exactly, because it doesn't need an explanation of getting shot out to. We already know you're Amy Adams. You're going to space, sweetheart. We already get it.
Yeah, because I don't know. Did Amy Adams go to space, or was that Sandra Bullock?
Did one of them?
Neither
oh
of
my
them.
God! Wait, Ashley. Also, somebody wanted us to know that Nikola Tesla was not Italian.
I have a note in my phone that we needed to announce that he was Serbian.
Yes, which is not from Italy. Just like Anastasia Gubanova was not from space. She was from Moscow and then got a Georgian passport and then went to
vacation there once and said, great spot.
She vacationed there once and said, I love it here. And then she went to Belgium for about a week and then they shot her into space. And she's still finding her footing. Money, money, money.
Looking over the boards.
For coins.
What you got back there?
Any loose bills?
And the judge just said, get your grubby, petty theft fingers away from us.
Don't steal.
No, Gubanova, you can look at her and you just know she's so expensive as a person, like personality.
Okay, Ashley, this is what I need to know. If you are Christina Carrera and Anthony Ponomarenko, how expensive does the lipstick need to be to still be cheap enough to transfer?
I love that you brought this up because I'm wondering the same thing myself. I actually think it's either very expensive lipstick, because very expensive lipstick is usually by some like luxury company that's actually not doing that much work and making it like good. They're just, brand name babies. Or it's like CoverGirl.
This is what I think. Because when they get off the ice, and this is why Ice Dance is amazing, Maddie Hubble says something along the lines of, it's 2024, we can find a transfer-free lipstick. Almost alluding to the fact that there wasn't a deep research, which we know there was. Now, this is how I think she styles the lipstick. I think she does a stain, and then right before she competes, she puts on the cheap stuff that's going to transfer.
No.
Okay.
She could. That could definitely be
No,
it.
if somebody told you needed to have lipstick that would transfer to your partner to like smear across his face.
A red lip is going to transfer.
No matter what? I've never sported one.
A stain will not, but a lip will. I think there's not a ton of science to it. I think it's a good red for her. And the aim wasn't as good this time because it was on her face somewhere, and his nose was everywhere.
This is what I think they need to do. I think that she needs to aim for the corner of his mouth.
I was just thinking the same thing. Get here. So it's still visible.
Yes.
But yeah.
And maybe they are doing that, and it's just much harder when you're doing it mid free dance.
Made out moving
No.
in the middle of a program.
No, we haven't. But that's my mentality is like, if you're going to do that, you need to aim for the very corner of the lip so that when you pull a little bit, it's up on cheek because
theater and real life are not the same. You have to do things different.
Exactly. In the theater. And I agree with that because I think that the first kiss was super visible for me.
Yeah.
Yes. And this is my favorite trick of the season.
I don't love, though, that this invites camera replays of slow-mo making out because they're clearly just trying to create enough suction to kiss while moving is hard.
Yes.
And so then you just see like horsey lips trying to make contact, and I don't want to see it in slow motion. We need to ban it from being replayed in slow motion because in the moment it's so effective.
Now, I liked this free dance better
last time.
No, I liked the kiss from the last time. I think they skated it much better this time. There's still major bangs and booms in the music that they are just not hitting.
Missing.
Yes, and I'm like, no, those are important. We can't miss
Do
those.
something.
We can't miss those. Because as soon as they miss them, I'm like, come on.
But here's the other thing, and this might be intentional, maybe it's not. Sometimes I know in choreography you'll leave that just to create like a little bit of tension. But with music that famous, I'm like, I don't miss the bangs and the booms.
I agree with you, but there are specific crashes of the cymbal, banging of the drums that they need to be hitting
like
because they're not.
Whippy snap.
Especially right before they stop and she mounts him in front of the judges. To which I did see the woman they were right in front of go, whoa, when it happened. So I need that.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Is that okay for me to say?
Okay. No, I agree.
Now, I still think that my favorite free dance of this season is Turkula verse loose. I love that free dance. There's only one section in it where I'm like, they're losing me a little bit, but then they get me right back.
Yeah.
I think it's so good. I do love Olivia and Tim.
Yeah. I only have eyes for that program.
The headscarf is winning me over.
Well, it's just because the way she is wearing it,
Mm-hmm.
you can wear a headscarf and not own it. But Showbiz Baby, she really, I think, took her skating and made it so much more expensive over the last couple of seasons. Her presence on the ice is probably one of the most memorable, for me at least, on the circuit.
Okay, now I think that the Canadian Federation fumbled a little bit. And I'm going to say why. With Lejoie and Legas, I feel like the Canadian Federation should have been pushing them a bit harder. When I watch Lejoie and Legas skate, to me, they have every quality and the power and the performance of a team that should be in the medal hunt at the World Championships.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. And they're not.
No.
I don't really get that.
Yeah, I don't really get that either.
This is why we need Sarah.
This is why we need Sarah.
Give them more points.
Now, another thing, it was the costumes the last time that really threw me off of Guignard and Fabry in the free dance.
We had a new costume.
And I actually liked the free dance. I could enjoy it because I really think that I was just so distracted.
So distracted. It was too loud. Too loud.
And now I'm glad that they stuck to their guns a little bit with this and they were like, no, we like it and we understand that there's a lot of backlash from this and people are like, what are you doing? I like that they are sticking to their guns and they're sticking with it and they're just going to improve it because it is different. It is out there and it still does showcase their powerful, good, clean skating. They have very clean feet on the ice. It's very easy to see the edges that they do. They're very good skaters, the two of them. That costume was really, really distracting. It's crazy how distracting it was.
I watched that program and was kind of shocked when I saw them get out onto the ice because I was like, oh, wait, am I confused about what they're skating to?
Mm-hmm. And you weren't.
And I wasn't. I was able to sit back and watch them more than thinking the entire time, like, these costumes are a lot. Mm-hmm. There's a really fine line with, like, committing to a bit on the ice. Mm-hmm. And you need to commit to the bit up to the point that it's not going to distract people by how much you've committed to it.
Totally.
You can go past it and then all of a sudden all they're thinking about is the bit and not your skating.
Yes. That's really beautifully put.
Commit to the
bit. But not too much. Don't bit off too much, then you can chew.
Wow. And this is why you listen to this podcast.
Now, let's go to the men.
Oh my God. Okay. So when we hyped up this event for being so much better, the men just mend so hard.
Do you think? I think this was an amazing event. I think this was a great competition because there was drama in it.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And that's what a good competition is. When you know that when the last skater who's winning after the short program has to put something together or they're not going to win. There's some drama to that. And I think that Shun Sato, I'm happy for him. But Shidorov, for me, is who I can't stop talking about.
I was happy for Shidorov. I thought that he looked really... It was nice to see him shine.
Yes. Now, Ashley, I'm going to say something that's a bit bold. I think Shidorov is your dark horse heading into the Olympics.
I don't think that's bold. I think that that's a really good point to make.
Because I think that what Ilya brings technically and what Yuma brings quality-wise, Shidorov is almost like meets you right in the middle.
A happy middle, yeah.
And I think that it's hard to present as like I'm a big adult man out there when you have braces. So I think that he's just an orthodontist trip away and a quick trip to the barber from getting better components. I'm not kidding. I'm really not kidding.
He looks young.
Yes, but he's maturing. And
yeah,
he's always had these really beautiful jumps.
He looks this season less like he has puppy dog feet.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like last year, it just looked like he had like big old meat paws and a skinny body holding him up. And now he's like growing into himself.
Yes. And I think that like the way that he's developing is very under the radar. Mm-hmm. Even though we all have our eyes on him now after this really big skate and big moment. But again, under the radar, he gets a silver medal here for this incredible skate. And I think that a few more really good competitions like this, and he's in another stratosphere.
This is a really good time of the season to gain momentum because it's not like, and this is where I'm worried about Adam Xiaohua is that he gained momentum maybe too early. Mm-hmm. And now you're seeing that rise, peak and fall. And like, yes, he's injured. And so there's that. Mm-hmm. But right now, you have a little bit of time before maybe we see him. It's good. It's a good tempo, good timing. You start getting in people's minds. You show up next season. You have a kick-ass Grand Prix season, Grand Prix final, and then all of a sudden it's Olympics and it's go time. I think he's in a good spot.
Yeah, I think he's in a great spot because I think the next time we'll see Shidorov, unless he does some sort of senior B, but the next time we'll see him at a major international will most likely be the Four Continents. Mm-hmm. He builds on that. That's going to be a head-to-head with, your big Japanese skaters, specifically Yuma. And if Yuma opens the door, huge opportunity for Shidorov to step through, assuming Ilya isn't there. Otherwise, it's going to be the three of them head-to-head. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And there is a slow rolling momentum to Shidorov, and I've been feeling it the past season, and especially in this season. There's just something about it where it's like in the first Grand Prix he competed in this season, he does that triple axel quad toe and nobody really gave a shit.
Which is crazy.
It is.
I was trying to explain
crazy
to Alex why that was insane. He does it and I'm just like, whoa.
Yes.
And he's like, what was that? And I think so because it looks so easy, mm-hmm. I think it's going over people's heads.
And it's a lot like, his coach is Alexei Ermanov, who really was not favored to be the 1994 Olympic champion and then kind of just swooped right in there. And mm-hmm. he has that feeling to him. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of ground for him to make up, but I'm just saying, imagine him fresh from the orthodontist.
And maybe with a spray tan.
Or just a little bit of a haircut. And he's going to look...
He needs a haircut.
Just a little bit of a haircut. Now, I do need to bring up... So, he was at this event with one of his choreographers, Ivan Regini. Now, I competed against Ivan when he was, younger. I remember... Now, this is lore. That somebody told me that he never drank water, just Mountain Dew.
I remember this about him. This was lore.
I remember somebody being like, oh yeah, and this was by the time he was a coach and a choreographer at this point. I don't know where he was working, but I remember someone being like, oh yeah, I got a program done by him and he never drank water. He just drank Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
And it's working now.
Can we talk about Adam really quickly?
We can.
If
Go
you have
on.
a program that's going that bad and then you have a moment of choreography where you were laying on the ice, do you skip it?
No, you take the break.
Laying there for a while, he can get up and see like a sweaty imprint of his body melting the ice.
The melted body print. And I think you don't. I totally understand where you're coming from. Where like you've fallen, so maybe we skip the.
The plot has become about something else.
Yes. No, we stand up.
Do you think he doesn't like this program, or do you think he's just injured?
I think that he's just like not in the shape he needs to be in to do what he has planned.
Yeah.
Because I think well, the one thing about Adam is that like all of these mistakes really cloud the quality of his skating, but he's gonna perform the hell out of anything.
Yeah.
He's still giving me the performance, but it all feels heavy. Do you know what I mean? Like he feels like he can't be light on his feet. The costume looks like it's a heavy, thick material. It all looks like he's being weighed
he's fighting
down.
against so much right now.
That there's not the lightness isn't there, and he's having to be very present in his own performance when you rather be on autopilot.
That it's so hard when you're that present.
And
that's where you start to
hard.
be mistakes. And that's another thing that I don't think enough people either are aware of or talk about is when you are a performer, you have to find the right equation for you of being excessively present and turning off your mind and competing. And so that's why, like, I get it. Quads are impressive. It's harder to be a performer. If you are just a technical athlete, you can turn off your mind and you can skate and you can get your job done. And it's not hard to be clean. But if you're going to do that and perform, you're more conscious in your program. I mean, the psychology of it, to even get into that like flow state, you have to be a little bit mindless. And so it's really hard.
It's very hard. And I think that's why when it goes south, it goes really south.
So aware. He looks like he's present every single second of that performance, not in a good way.
It takes so much energy. Like even if I think about Ilya at his second Grand Prix, where he had to bring the content down and make it a bit easier, and the performance was much better. He didn't do more steps or more choreography into the triples versus the quads, but the amount of energy it takes to perform is nothing to bat your eye at. It is incredibly draining to perform. And when Adam is not making his technical content easier or something that he can handle with his recovery, and he's still going out there going, no, I'm going to do what I got to do. That's why it's such a jumbled mess, is because it takes so much energy to do what he's doing.
Yeah, I think he's just, you put it perfectly. He's just not in shape to do what he has planned right now.
Yes.
And it's, we obviously don't know every single thing that's going on. We know that he's been coming back from an injury. And so that can really impact your training. And it just looks like he needs more time.
Okay. Now, you often go, and they're 8 feet tall. You talk about people who you think are so, so tall.
Daniel Gressel is 8 feet tall, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
You've never once brought up Nikolai Momola.
He's NBA level.
He's taller than JP.
JP is like a tree.
Yeah, JP is my husband. He's 6'4". And Nikolai Momola is almost 6'5".
That's incredible.
That's a tall
I'm
person.
so impressed with him now.
Yes. Now, he will absolutely tap into a quad lutz using his full foot. He will do that.
Well, you have to.
When you're 6'4.7".
Take that blade and put it flat on the ice.
Put the whole foot down.
All your weight onto it.
Your full jump from the heel. The heel has to come all the way kind of down.
Send it through from the heel.
Now, there's something else I want to talk about, and this is, to me, important. The Chinese skater, there were Bo Yangjin, your nemesis. He competed here. He's not who I want to talk about.
No.
Dai Wei Dai, gives off such boyfriend energy, right?
That's very like green flags all around.
Yes. He's sweet. His skating style is very wholesome.
You saved me from my nemesis.
Yes. Now, somebody who really should give a clinic in skincare is Yudong Chen. He did not have a good skate, but he does have an incredible skincare regime. That is the nicest skin I've ever seen on a human being.
And you know skin.
I know skin.
What's the other option then on a person? What goes above person's
on a
skin?
Photo of a person.
Okay.
that would be on an edited photo of a person. Just take out the
Not much
jumps
to say
and
about
skate.
his skating.
No, he had a really good short program, and he skated. He skated, and then Dai Wei Dai skated right after him, and they both skated really, really well in the short. The free skate was a mess, but not the skin. That was gorgeous.
Hydrated.
Now the pairs.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Now, Haza and Volodin, they get second at this event, and Minerva came into this event, and she immediately, like you said is possible, got food poisoning.
I told you, people go to this event and they get sick.
Yes, and she did.
And that's on them. I am not blaming the entire country of China for this.
No.
It is a difficult change for a lot of people, though.
They had a great free skate, and you can tell that she was exhausted by the end.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had food poisoning. Have you had food poisoning?
Yes.
I have. Oh, yeah. The last time I had it was here locally at 2 different places.
Wait, the last time that I got food poisoning was also in LA, and it was from the Bravo TV star. What's her name? She has the multiple restaurants.
Lisa Vanderpump?
You
got food poisoning at Pump?
Not at Pump. Yes, at Pump. I got food poisoning from Pump.
Really?
Or was it a white
Villa Blanca?
Chateau?
Is that like
Villa Blanca? Maybe it was Villa Blanca.
Really? You got food poisoning from there? I mean, they don't really have complicated dishes. It's just kind of a Caesar salad and it's steak frite.
Right, which is concerning enough.
Where are the elite dishes?
Why is there salmonella in the steak frite? I don't know. I was so ill. Okay, so she was exhausted.
Yeah, she was exhausted, but they did a great program. But Conti and Machi come away with the gold medal. And this is what I have to say. I'm glad to see them back in top form again because I really, really like them a lot.
Are Conti and Machi the one with the grandmother's love story?
Yes, so they skated.
Okay.
Their short program was like their grandfather's wedding song, okay? Now, to outdo that, their free skate this year is Papa, Can You Hear Me? And both of their dads are dead. Close your mouth.
Okay, question.
Yes.
Question, because I saw this, and this is an ethical question.
Okay.
So someone was like, I don't think you should be able to skate to Yentl if A, you're both not going to be in like a pantsuit, and B, you're not Jewish.
Okay.
Can that be overridden if you both have dead fathers?
Now, here's the thing. Not being Spanish has never stopped anyone from skating to Malagueña.
Right, but Spanish and Jewish are not the same.
Now, that is true. When I am kind of looking through my notes, I'm going, being Spanish is not the same as being Jewish.
Figure skating loves a gray area where the rest of the world is like, that's not
it's
a gray
clear cut.
area. It's clear cut. You shouldn't be skating to Schindler's List if you're not Jewish.
I think, but you know what? You could also say, I don't think that you should be skating to a 9/11 themed program if you're not American. But that never stopped the Russians. Can I also tell you something about, this is again where it's like, let's start drug testing the choreographers. Okay, let's start doing that because I think we'll get some quite very interesting, very many different results. Yes. Now, I remember watching Yevgenia Medvedeva's 9/11 program live for the first time in Paris. And I was getting ready for the men's medal ceremony of that Grand Prix. I'm bragging. I was on the podium. Beside the point. I'm standing with Javier Fernandez, and we are watching Yevgenia skate, and she skates cleanly.
Does he just go, oh no, this is not good?
No, better. I said, that is a really interesting music choice. And he said, yeah, I know. I can't believe she's going to make me cry. And I went, oh, me too. Because then I thought, no, we aren't.
It's not my job to teach Javier Fernandez.
Who Katie
I love
Couric
that
is.
boy.
It's
I
not...
love Javi. Oh my God, he's so funny.
But I always, whenever I think of that 9/11 program, I always think of, he's not American. And being Spanish also means you're not Jewish too. It's not that you're not. It's just not the same. So it's full circle. Yes.
I think I've said this on this podcast, but my dad was in the Pentagon, so that day is like truly one of the most horrifying days in my memory. And hearing that program was like triggering for me.
It was just again, this is where it's like, I think the brain rot started in that moment. That's when people went, no, we need crazier themes.
Yeah.
And I think that's when we should have sort of been like, maybe we should just kind of stick with
I'm Amy Adams.
Yes, like I just need to be Amy Adams. Now, Ashley, we did get a statement from non-Olympic champion Sarah Hughes.
We did indeed.
Should I read it this time?
I think you should.
Okay.
I think it's time for her voice to be a little bit less femme and a bit more mask.
All right. Well, then let me turn up the mask.
I'll take it.
Okay. Now, this just in from Sarah Hughes, not Olympic champion. I cried 2 times this weekend when Amber Glenn won her second Grand Prix and when I saw Wicked. What a weekend for insufferable and obnoxious people like me, aka the Glenheads. That is my entire statement at this time because I am busy holding space for the lyrics of Defying Gravity. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Sarah Hughes.
Oh, that's really funny. Do you understand that? That just popped up on my feed today. What people
today? Oh, I was on the front lines of that because it was like an out.com thing. And I immediately sent it to a few of my friends because I thought that nobody would see this. And then 3 days later, it was everywhere. Do I understand it? Absolutely not. And that's why it's absolutely insane.
What are we holding space for?
For the lyrics of Defying Gravity.
You've had years to do that.
Oh, Ashley. But the best part is Cynthia Erivo's reaction to where she goes, that's what I wanted. Like she wrote the song. That's what I wanted. She had nothing. That's what what are you talking about? And those 2 girls are very tired, but very talented.
Tired and talented, honestly. That's the sweet spot. I am not a Broadway baby, which is ironic seeing as the majority of my career early days was Broadway music. Mm-hmm. So I cannot emotionally connect with Wicked fans.
Have you seen Wicked yet?
I know the story.
Okay, you need to. Everybody I've talked to, I haven't seen it yet, but I did see it in a theater once, a live performance. I saw it with Christina Gao, famous American skater. So I watched Wicked with Christina a long, long, long time ago. We're talking 15 years ago. Everybody I've talked to, so far, everyone has said I've never cried that hard in the movie theater.
Okay, but I'm going to say something controversial.
Thanks for the disclaimer. Go on.
If you're crying that hard in public,
yeah,
do you think maybe not enough bad things have happened in your life to give you that perspective? I don't know. This is coming from a traumatized. Hurt people, okay?
Right.
And I'm the one who's doing the hurting right now. I don't know if I have access to those kinds of emotions in public. And I wonder what needs to change in my life so that I do.
This is why you weren't scared when I said, just to remind you, Camille Rapon's coach is her older sister. That should have shut down everything. That should have been the end of the episode. That's her sister? Oh, okay. I'm scared of her. I'm scared of that girl. Yeah, I do think I need to watch it as soon as possible. Hopefully I'm going to be able to watch it sometime this week. But I absolutely will cry. Have you ever cried during a movie on the airplane? Have you never watched Marley and Me?
That's different. the oxygen up in it's you're being shot into outer space.
You're
and
Amy
you have
Adams.
to find your way back. No, I just don't know. I have absolutely ugly cried to Marley and Me. Nothing gives me access to emotion quite like a dead animal.
Wait, do you remember the first movie you ever cried at? I love that, like, we're having, like, our opening sort of, like, conversation at the very end. But go on.
What was your first cry movie?
The Fox and the Hound.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. That didn't, all right. Heartless. Now, what was yours?
I'm not a big movie person, right? I don't like to sit down and watch a movie. I think that the ugliest in recent memory that I can think of that I cried.
But you can't think of the first. I remember the first time I cried and was like, am I crying?
The Notebook makes me cry.
Okay.
But I watch it because I know it'll make me cry, so then I cry.
That's still fair.
Someone is a licensed therapist and listening to this podcast being like, I see what her problem is.
But you know what?
Save that shit for the car ride home.
Right.
Eric Wagner and Melissa James.
So, Ashley, I think that we should do something that we haven't done in a while next week. The draft.
Embarrass myself and do a trivia. No, okay, the draft.
No, we should do. I'll do some trivia on what happened this season.
I wonder if we could have Sarah on for a trivia episode.
Well, it would be great if we could have her on at all.
Period. Period.
But
we should draft the final.
Yes, of course we should
That'd
draft the final. Yes. So we should draft the final, and I'm going to think of a few trivia questions that I could ask you to just see what have you decided to retain and what have you decided to withdraw. The thing about skating right now that I find so exciting is that so many of these results could go in so many different directions.
Should we pick an untouchable?
What does that mean?
Like, you get to pick one person right now, no matter what. They're yours.
No, we need to do the draft full out because we need to pick 3 of each.
No, I know, but I want my first pick. Like, you can't touch them; they're mine.
No, we've got to do it. It has to be day of, and it'll be next week. When we do it next week, so prepare. You need to think of a few untouchables because there's a reason, there's a way for you to get exactly who you need and want.
So many of the skaters are saying, please don't touch me.
Like about 12 single skaters and 12 different teams are saying that about us doing the draft next week.
Touch me. Yeah. Less touching.
Well, on that note, less touching and more listening to the run through. Happy Grand Prix. We will see you next week before Happy Grand Prix final.
We are so thankful for all of you. And if you're not in the US, thankful all the same.
Right. Bye.